How dare you? Let me get my laptop out.
Well, excuse me, princess.
You're silly. Ugh.
Alright, hi, welcome to a day of streaming where I'm not feeling well at all. We're gonna be playing Ace Combat. Wanted to start with Doom, but Doom was like, we got an update, so it's like, you know what, fuck that. So here we go. Cutscene. Oh, jeez.
I also realized I'm standing out in the open. Oh well.
She's talking. She's talking.
The sky in my dreams is a deep, dark blue. Pilots have been in my family for 4 generations. Flying's in my DNA. Even so, my grandpa didn't want me joining the Air Force. He lost faith in the Ocean Air Defense the day my dad died in battle.
You know, Abby, I wish you could see what it's like up there. Cruising above the clouds, the dark blue of the stratosphere. Nothing beats being at the controls and seeing it from the cockpit. Look here.
Gramps tossed a magazine over to me with an article. Unmanned fighters are no longer a dream, it read. Pilots taking to the skies will soon be a distant memory.
I don't see anything good coming from that.
Know what? Lying smack dab in the middle of the desert west of here, there's a bunch of planes from the last war. Some of them have been mothballed, but most of them are just rusted piles of junk waiting to be scrapped. Gramps was really good friends with the super there, so he got to take whatever he wanted, no questions asked. That's how we got the parts to build our own plane. Now, when I say we, I mean me, my grandpa, and his old war buddies. I cut my teeth working with those geezers. They taught me their skills and some dirty jokes. But with their aging eyeballs and whatnot, I ended up having to do most of the work myself. I was at the airstrip doing some flight training when I saw it. A prototype drone. It wasn't much of a plane, more of a trash can with wings.
Laugh at it all you want, kid. But technology's always changing. If you don't keep up with it, it'll leave your ass behind.
It took 6 years and 8 months to get that engine running. And it took us another 1.5 years after that to finally get the balance of the airframe just right. I'd gone from being a little girl to, well, still a girl, just older. But now, I was all alone. Wherever the souls of my Gramps and his pals are flying, I hope it's peaceful. Then, finally, I was ready to break the sound barrier. All this plane could do was take off, accelerate, and fly up. Straight up, through the clouds, higher into the sky. Dark blue. I could almost touch it. Then I saw Osia's fighters. They were tailing something. A drone. They were going full out chasing that thing. Doing 30 Gs at least. Damn, I've never seen anything move that fast. It had a rose painted on it. The Erusian emblem. But that country's a whole continent away from here.
Crap. You should have put in my event with you, piece of junk. Should have built a return too.
Okay.
Is everyone here?
Wait, why did I just hear myself?
Settle down. I said settle down.
That's a good question. Why are you hearing yourself?
All been instrumental.
Why am I
in
hearing
maintaining
myself?
Peace in Yuzha as members of the International Union Peacekeeping Force. Until today. Earlier, our radar site informed us that a group of unidentified aircraft was approaching. Communication systems went down immediately afterwards. We are led to conclude that they have attacked the site. Here's your mission. It's possible that the Yuzhan ceasefire agreement has been broken for the first time in over a decade.
Better?
As of today, the Fort Grays Air Base Squadron of the IUCN
Sure.
has been put on high alert. All members who have been ordered to sortie, fly there immediately. Find the unidentified craft, then use your weapons to round them up and force them to land. If the hostiles counterattack, then you will...
What the hell was that? There's smoke! We're under attack. Numerous unidentified aircraft confirmed overhead. What? How is that possible?
The tank farm to the north has been bombed.
Many injured.
Scramble! All units, take off and eliminate the unidentified craft attacking the base. This is not a drill.
Alright, so as soon as I can, I'm going to adjust audio so that it's louder. We're gonna go with this. Alright. Because usually being at halfway is pretty good, but I feel like I'm greatly talking over the everything. So it's a great start, yes. No, not everyone's here. Give me a moment. Hang on. Alright. Okay.
Mage Squadron, aircraft preparations complete. Stand by at the front.
So, hi. Today was voting day. I voted.
Radar site's still silent. Scramble.
How's that?
Get those birds in the sky. We're sitting ducks. What's happening?
You better take my vote. It's a hot gun.
Clear that runway. We don't got all day here.
Mage Squadron, head to runway. Column Squadron, take off. Link to Skykeeper. Hurry, Mage Squadron.
The fate of the Empire rests in your hand.
Trigger, your call sign is Mage 2. Verify and read back. Mage 2, clear for takeoff. Situation is tight. It's a hell of a welcoming party. We have faith in you. Good luck.
Control. Do me a favor and get that bird in the air ASAP.
Mage 2, altitude restriction is lifted. Good luck.
The carrier. Whoa. Looks like the harbor's taken a lot of damage.
Can't have any more casualties. Time to stop the bullshit. Mage 2.
So this is a pretty good game. If anyone knows Ace Combat, then they'll be like, oh yeah.
Roger that.
Pretty neat.
This is the AWACS Skykeeper. Take down all unidentified bombers. They don't have many escorts. They hit our radars hard.
And the graphics, in my opinion, were pretty good.
Stay sharp.
Wilco. Trigger,
Um,
I'm the wingman. Fly with me now. That's what it means to be in an element. You gotta keep an eye out for enemy bombers.
Alright, well, time to hit the afterburners. So one of the cool things is when you go into the clouds, it starts to mess up your airplane, and remember that being in any previous game. Also, you get all this wonderful stuff on your cockpit. It's pretty cool.
Okay, here we go. Looks like bombers have been located. It's showtime, Trigger. Let's see if you can handle the spotlight. You're a good pilot, or so I told them. I had to fill an empty spot, so think it on it. It's still a leash, though.
Enemy bomber confirmed down. Good job, Mage 2.
Not bad, Mage 2. Trigger, switch your radar. See if you can locate the enemy.
The music's always been pretty good in the Ace Combat series. So, it'd be cool for everyone to see this, I guess. Guess.
They're way overhead. Let's go introduce ourselves.
Harbor fuel storage is intact. It's asking for another round. All escorts roll up for another attack. Point is 835.
Watch out for the support aircraft.
What fun things could we be talking about? Oh, here's one. Red Dead Redemption 2. So, I promised I would be streaming that at some point.
Mage 2. Targets in range. Pair of bombers.
And I haven't. And there's actually a pretty good reason why. If you or your loved one has played Red Dead Redemption 2 within the past week, you may be entitled for it. Anyway, you're muted, Katie, by the way. I don't know if you knew that.
I'm not muted, I'm focusing.
So,
There are 4 red dots around me and I'm being very precautious right now.
Red Dead Redemption 2 has been, well, for starters, amazing, and any other term that we are finally able to get back to the game and play it and be like, yeah, we get to play the game, yeah. Except for when the game kicks you out every 5 minutes. That's when
Don't forget your special gun.
So I decided not to stream that because it wouldn't make for good streams if I'm having to stop the stream, restart the game, load up the game every 5 to 10 minutes.
Skykeeper, this is Mage 1 over. Tally 2 bandits.
So
Copy that. It's a bomber and an escort.
Whoa there, Trigger, settle down. Mage 2, maintain your element with Mage 1. Do not break off. Mage 1, make sure he doesn't do anything stupid. Wilco, Golem 2, let's maintain element.
Copy that, Commander. I've got your 6 covered, sir.
Radio.
oh, there's actually enemies.
I think I'm going to quit. Nope.
So I haven't been streaming Red Dead Redemption 2 because it would make for a very poor quality stream. It's like the utmost quality in streamer. I stream good, yes, look how there's like multiple instances of silence or as much as I would love to show you, another reason why I haven't streamed that game is there's a lot of downtime. That we have, and we're literally just sitting around or riding to wherever. There really isn't much action. So there's that. Really haven't played any other games. There was Minecraft Dungeon, Risk of Rain. So just kind of got caught up in Red Dead Redemption, playing that, and then kind of doing my own stuff by drawing. And so I haven't really been streaming that way.
All bombers are down. Our radar shows no sign of bandits. You're in the clear.
I don't even know where I'm going with this. Let's see, what kind of wonderful stuff. So apparently something exploded at Beirut and Lebanon. I think that's what it is.
Oh, I saw that.
What's the deal with all the drones?
Let me see. Without pulling up any articles. It was a warehouse with over 2,000 tons of ammonium nitrate stored improperly.
Oh.
Call sign is page 2. Verify and read back. Page 2, clear for takeoff. Situation is tight.
Skew. Also, Mary texted back. She says she's game for dinner tonight.
What time?
We are currently assessing the damage to the base.
Do 6
We have
o'clock.
confirmed that the aircraft carrier Albatross was sunk. We know
Sure.
the attacking bogies were from Arusia. International Union peacekeeping force bases all over the Eurasian continent were attacked in the same way. The damage is severe. Many wars are lost by failing to recover from the opening blows. That means successfully retaliating was very important. You may have turned the tides of battle here. You have our thanks.
Let's be gone.
As of 1 p.m. today, the Kingdom of Erusia has declared war on the Osean Federation. As soon as the news broke out, enemy aircraft began bombing Osean territory, causing widespread destruction. The Air Defense Force has released a statement saying this violent attack was carried out by drones. They speculate the drones were secretly transported to Osea in shipping containers and launched remotely. The Secretary of the Navy has stated that the enemy was targeting naval ports across the country. According to the Secretary, all of the nation's aircraft carriers, including one still under construction, sustained severe damage in the attacks. We have yet to hear back from the department as to the fate of Ocean carriers currently at sea. Hold on, I've just received breaking news. The International Space Elevator, which is being built in southern Usea, has been seized by the Erusian army. Reports say former President Harling was touring the site at the time, but his current whereabouts are unknown. Our sources in government tell us it was Harling's policies regarding the space elevator that caused economic frictions in the area, and which ultimately led to this war. Located near Erusia, on the continent of Usea, the space elevator has been under construction for some time now. The Executive Office of the Ocean Federation has declared a national state of emergency. They have ordered all its armed forces, including Usian peacekeepers, to mobilize and make the necessary preparations to launch an immediate counterattack. Ladies and gentlemen, our country is officially at war. Stay tuned for further updates.
Breaking news from ENN. Osea launched an attack on the capital today, striking Farbanti from their aircraft carrier, the Kestrel II. After a brutal battle, the Erusian Air Force successfully repelled them. During the air raid, the Ocean Air Force fired missiles at the city and managed to shoot down a number of Erusian fighters. Some of the disabled planes then crashed into residential areas.
The world was screwed. 20 years ago, the Earth got slammed by an asteroid. Usea was on the wrong side of the planet and got hit. Hard. Refugees swarmed the Erusian Republic, the biggest country on the continent, plunging it into chaos. They were desperate and started a war, one they had no hope of winning. That's the war my dad fought and died in.
Parents are home.
The biggest nations from 2 continents went head-to-head, and the so-called righteous Oceans struck the deal that ended it. They fancied themselves the only nation that could bring peace and stability to the world. They even tried saving the Usians, still suffering from the disaster. That's how a space elevator, stretching way up into the sky, ended up being built in Usea, paid for by the Oceans. President Harling said he did it out of compassion for his fellow humans. But to the folks in Erusia, it looked like Osea was moving in to take over. Erusia went from being a republic back to being a kingdom. When they started this new war, they managed to get the drop on everyone. The second the declaration hit the news, Erusian forces took control of the space elevator without spilling a single drop of blood. President Harling was touring the elevator when it happened and disappeared. Then, while that was going on, the Erusian ships that were docked all around Osea released a swarm of drone fighters they had hidden on board in containers. No one thought they were capable of doing what they did that day. With pinpoint accuracy, they managed to take out everything that was military, and not a single civilian was hurt in the process. Osea pissed lots of people off with their huge military presence around the world. Erusia didn't have the same reach, but they could hit their targets faster and cleaner. And when all this was going down, I just so happened to be in my flying drag racer. In case you were wondering, yeah, I survived. I crashed in a bombed-out Ocean Air Force base, then got arrested for breaking wartime aviation laws or some crap. The world went from being at peace to being at war, all in the blink of an eye.
Princess Rosa Cassette Delete of the Kingdom of Erusia. Today, Ocean airstrikes have shattered the lives of countless Erusians. Their attacks practically leveled the school I went to. It is heartbreaking.
I was tried, found guilty, and stuffed into a cargo ship. For company, I had some court-martialed soldiers. And remember those mothballed planes I told you about before? They were loaded on the ship too. We headed off down south for several days, and then swung east. That's how I got here. I was thousands of kilometers from Erusia, on the opposite side of the Usian continent. For a port, it was dull as hell. It had 3 rusty patrol boats, and the base? The fences were topped with razor wire, the tower had a searchlight and machine guns, and a truck with a gun turret was parked in front of the gate. Its gun was aimed at the yard. This was a prison. This place looked like a full-on base, but half the tanker trucks were just big balloons, and the runways weren't even paved, just painted on the dirt. The whole place was just one big fat lie. The only reason I was here is because they knew I'd restored a supersonic plane. They wanted me to make something out of the mothballed planes they brought, that they could park on the fake runway. Can you believe that shit? So, I tried to escape. They found out, and set the dogs on me.
Cutscene's over. Now we get briefed. Hopefully.
Erusia has made a declaration to the Ocean Federation and all countries on the Usian continent stationing the IUN peacekeeping force that we are now at war. Right after the declaration was made, surprise attacks began around the continent that have inflicted major damage to our armed forces. Forces aligned with Erusia are currently appearing throughout Usia. The combination of these forces has overwhelmed the majority of the continent, and they are now encroaching on us in the east. Additionally, the multinational space elevator has been seized by the Erusian military. After the previous war, the space elevator became both a symbol of peace and a valuable asset in the fight against growing energy concerns. Whoever has control of it will have enormous influence over the entire continent. We cannot turn a blind eye to this critical situation. The Fort Gray's Air Base Squadron has been entered into the order of battle to reclaim the elevator as an advance element. First, you will attack all hostiles coming in the east of Schofield Plateau to stop any interference with the Allied ground troops. The enemy has deployed several vehicles equipped with anti-air radar along the roads. You are to destroy them. They should not pose much of a threat. However, there is a high likelihood that the attack will draw more enemy air support. If that happens, fight them off swiftly and establish air superiority.
Oh my god! That's why I never got done. That's why I never got the SU-47.
Squadron, Zordy, ASAP.
Estoy.
Hello? 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 Hello?
Current target is on rails. There's still military vehicles and anti-air weaponry. Destroy the target. But HQ has made it clear that no harm should come to civilians and no damage is to be done to public facilities.
But, any aircraft shot down could land in civilian territory.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days. Target eliminated.
Do you have visual on the anti-air radar vehicles? They should be close.
Yep.
Locked.
It's popping off now, Trigger. War has officially begun.
We can't wait any longer. We need interceptors now.
Target destroyed. 3 to go. Continue to engage at your discretion. Enemy interceptors inbound. Prepare to engage in 30 seconds.
Wilco, here they come. Take them down. Okay, recruits. Pay attention to who's on what side. The newest IFF is connected to our entire force via satellites. It's reliable, so trust your radars.
That was the last radar vehicle. Great work. Radar vehicle's destroyed, but the interceptor shows no sign of retreating. Take it out. Continue with the mission. Crush as many as you can.
Move the enemy aircraft away from the base.
Enemy transports are taxiing.
No, they're not linked to the radar vehicles. Launch manually. Redo the setup. Here's some feedback from taking over the clouds. I do manuals in a language we can understand. Like two. Enemy missile chasing me.
I'm on this one's tail. The clouds don't just affect your field of vision. They also mess with your HUD and radar. The Seekers can sometimes lose their lock-on to their targets, too.
Maintain over clear ground.
Roll 1, enemy will crash in a residential area.
Just worry about staying alive for now. Locked on!
That's a miss.
I'm taking fire. Still flank kidding.
So you want us to take down the enemy without damaging any public facilities? That's gonna be a service.
5 targets remaining.
Shit.
Target locked. Firing. Everything's been burned down.
4 targets remaining. All right, this base is looking strong. 3 targets remaining. H2 locked.
Launch operations complete. Stand clear. 15 meters. UAVs ready to launch. On their way.
Uh-oh.
There's some bad things happening.
Bad things happening? Bad things happening?
What happened? Status report.
Multiple bogeys on radar. They're close.
Wait, they're being launched.
You're cleared to engage. They're probably hostile.
Judging by the way they look and move.
How about you? Oh.
Well spotted, clown. No doubt about it, we're dealing with UAVs. But that doesn't change a thing. Just think of them as somewhat clever decoys. Take down. These drones have great agility. All aircraft. You know what IG turns are, right? Use them. HQ, this is Golem 1. Bandits confirmed as UAVs. Repeat, bandits are drones.
Column 1, that doesn't matter. Destroy all enemy fighters and get out.
It doesn't matter. You say the war can change in an instant, you know? Yeah, I just wish they'd give us a bit more warning. Missed. Golem Squadron, surround them.
Don't ice up in there.
Locked on.
Bandits are in the clouds. HQ, enemy has a lock on you. Enemy UAV confirmed destroyed. Hell yeah. Golem Squadron, you're not gonna let Mage get all the glory, are ya?
3 enemies to go.
Golem Squadron, they're not gonna let risk.
Get out of the clouds, the ice will melt.
Shit. I got an enemy in front of me and behind me.
Uh-oh.
Careful of ice formation in the clouds.
I'm on this one's tail. The enemy knows a few moves, but that's about it. Just chase him down and pull the trigger. Bandit is in my sights. I'm buying dinner for anyone who takes down an enemy.
Let's try.
Looks like you're buying me all of the dinners.
Just 2 more. It's like I'm riding a roller coaster up here. Column 1, box 2.
One to go. Let's get through this without any casualties.
Squeak.
Sorry. Let's hiccup.
Careful in those clouds.
Don't ice up in there.
So, drones don't feel the G-force, huh?
Locked. Page 2, box 2.
Nice kill, Trigger. Enemy aircraft confirmed down.
The skies are clear. Nice work, everyone. Mission complete.
You need to adjust the brightness in this game.
No casualties. We couldn't have done any better.
Because on my computer, I can see
I don't know. Maybe the
see
bandits
clearly
are
my
taking
HUD,
out
but
civilian
right here
casualties.
on my TV, it's like I can't.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days. You shoot, someone gets killed.
It's fine on my end.
Fine on
Yeah, but it's all bleached out on my TV.
You've given us air superiority by destroying their radar. The first barrier keeping us from retaking the space elevator is gone. Now is the time to group up and begin the counteroffensive. Let us reclaim what is ours.
Wonder if there is a display. How's that look? Good enough. Let's do that. Probably gonna have like another hour-long cutscene. Oh no.
surprise attacks carried out after the declaration of war saw the peacekeeping forces of various countries, including Osea, suffer major damage. The ships moored around the space elevator and near Gandar Bay have been hit particularly hard. Numerous ships have been sunk and abandoned. Fortunately, our cutting-edge aircraft carrier Kestrel 2 was at sea, so it was spared from the attack. Kestrel 2 is now preparing to launch another attack against Erusia's capital, Farbanti. The aircraft carrier Vulture also managed to escape Gandar Bay safely. However, it lost all its aircraft, so it's sailing empty. Today, the International Union Peacekeeping Force reclaims its bid to the space elevator. The Fort Gray's Island Air Base Squadron will rendezvous with the carrier Vulture for a joint mission. The first objective will be to seize air superiority in Schoppenberg in order to secure a route for the support squadrons. The enemy maintains air superiority over Schoppenberg, so expect heavy resistance from enemy aircraft. There's more, so listen carefully. Right from the start of the war, the enemy has been deploying drones. They're using a new advanced type of drone. The unmanned airborne aircraft carrier, the Arsenal Bird, carries this new drone, MQ-101. The Osean Army headed up the development of the massive Arsenal Birds and dispatched them to the space elevator to provide support. However, it's been reported that the carriers may have fallen into the hands of the Erusian forces. If that's true, it could be a significant obstacle for us. We need to regain control of the space elevator ASAP. Good luck out there.
Let's do it. So
Mage Squadron, aircraft preparations complete.
Oh.
Refueling initiated. Maintain your current position. 100. Trigger, maintain your current approach. 50 meters. Excellent work, Trigger.
slurp, 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 slurp. Slurping that gas. Slurp.
Mage
That
Squadron,
more
this is
bass.
the situation. Gollum and the other bases squadrons already joined forces and are engaged. You guys will arrive right in the middle of the action. Mage Squadron, eliminate all bandits in the current airspace. We have the upper hand, but that doesn't mean we can ease up. Good luck.
Mage 1, Wilco. Mage 1 to Golem 1, thank your lucky stars. Looking good, Mage Squadron. Keep up that pressure. Trigger time to show the other guys that we get wet wild and do dirty, dirty things. Once you hit one of them, stick to them like glue. Don't let them out of your sights, even in the clouds. And so, your first hunting season begins.
Fuck! Ding, ding, ding.
If you can't evade a missile, use chaff and flares. Your fingers should still move, even if you're in a 9G turn. Friendly lost.
4 remaining.
We're getting orders. They got me.
3 remaining.
Enemy is flat.
Master BX.
Missile launched.
Missile fire. Evading. Eject. We need reinforcements now.
Okay, yeah, I can definitely see my HUD a lot better.
Wait.
I'm cornered. Nice kill.
1 remaining.
Looks like they weren't ready for a fight.
Why is it taking me so long to down one F-16s? How dare!
Our radar shows no
I
sign
can't
of
help it, I
engines.
got to get.
I haven't even broken a sweat. Missile incoming! Evade! Break!
What the hell?
Caution, missile!
Caution! Large aircraft is approaching. All aircraft, stay alert.
That's all I'm hearing in my head from those birds. Not that bird, but like the little stork things that were flying. Just too much Red Dead.
Too much Red Dead.
Too much. Which, is that really a bad thing?
No.
We just learned that Eruzia is utilizing the arsenal bird. Those bastards. They had that thing combat ready this whole time.
Those bastards.
Break it now!
Just waiting for mission.
We'll live through this, Trigger. These guys are definitely a step above the last drones. These guys would go down easy.
All aircraft, no change in game plan. Destroy the arsenal bird.
Golem Squadron, take out Big Baby Huey.
Bandits are fast as hell!
Fox 3.
Not bad, Mage 2.
Skeleton 1 lost. Skeleton 2, take over command.
Gargoyle Squadron, this is Gargoyle 1. Skeleton Squadron needs help. The hell are we supposed to do?
Status?
Verify the situation.
Golem 2, missile, evade!
Evading!
This is Golem 3, Golem 2's hit! Status report. Shit, Golem 2, do you copy?
This is Golem 2. Instruments still appear to be functioning okay.
Tuesday or Tuesday? Tuesday?
Yes.
Shoot down those UAVs. Don't let them touch any friendlies.
Column 2, head back to base.
Gargoyle 1, escort column 2.
Continuing the mission. Still got my wings. Trigger doesn't need to fill in. I'm back and
You won't make any difference up here. Get back to base and call your head.
Copy that. Returning home.
Page 2, UAV down.
What that?
Main squadron, you're going toe-to-toe with the UAVs. Good work.
That boy, Mage 2. Just keep firing. Not on my watch.
Retreating aircraft. Leave the AO. Allies will hold off pursuit. Column squadron, main squadron, hang in there and come back safe.
That's it, Trigger. They're machines. Don't show any mercy.
Page 2, locked.
They kind of aren't really doing anything
Target is down.
in the mean ways of being a threat.
Fox 2. More UAVs spotted. Gargoyle squadron, they might cut off your retreat.
My status is fine. Affirmative. This is Gargoyle 1. Leaving Operation Airspace with Column 2.
Retreating aircrafts, prepare for combat. It's a bogey. Gargoyle 1, column 2, engage now. Attack.
What's that? This is 3.
Gargoyle 1. Caution! Missile! Skykeeper. Gargoyle 1 lost.
What the hell? Column 2, status report.
Uh-oh.
Just talk to me.
Uh-oh.
I'm against MSU-30. Wingtips. I can't shake it off. It's matching me move for move.
Column 2, stop dogfighting and run.
Technique. I don't get it. Why isn't it opening fire? I'm scared.
This is not good. Brody, break off.
Page 2, UAV down. Keep it up, buddy.
Fourth-grade aircraft. Who wants to take it easy here, son? Column and main squadron. Help us!
Get those UAVs off of France. Getting out of here,
Get your asses out.
Hell of a good job, Mage 2. We want as many guys out here as possible.
I'm grateful you're around.
Column 2, what's your status? Status report.
He's a predator. We can eat him.
Column 2, get a hold of yourself. Column 2, get away from the enemy.
H2, support! Somebody! Support!
Column 2, lost.
Shit. Skykeeper, where's the one that got Brony?
I'm afraid he's long gone by now. Sorry. All UAVs have been splashed.
I said what I had to say. About what? Not a girl who'd retreat. Just not in her DNA. That was the right decision at the time. No, I should have never let a fledgling like her out of my reach to begin with.
Golem squadron, main squadron, withdraw.
Big bird. Also, I did some, like, serious damage on that thing.
You are cleared for approach. Runway is clear. Mage 2, you are cleared for landing. 3,000 to runway.
This is nice.
The heck, what?
Exchange nice.
Mage 2, being right. approach looks good. Stay on course.
Butter.
Perfect, Mage 2. I knew you'd be back. Stand by for further orders. Be ready for your next sortie.
Unfortunately, the two-front offensive was a failure. The aircraft carrier Kestrel II was sunk during the attack on Farbanti. Carrier-borne aircraft mistakenly bombed urban areas, and this has turned public opinion in neutral countries against us. Our own forces also suffered heavy losses. If it weren't for a few extraordinary fighters, many of us wouldn't have made it home. The situation is grim. We have precious little time, however. We have to get to the space elevator.
Situation looks pretty grim. Oh. Okay, well, that was about an hour of ace combat.
Away!
Um,
Away!
I'll be back with some Doom. So here we go.